Hi Robert, Simon here from Chum and Simon. I thought I'd give you a quick call and have a chat, so to speak, while I walk to the shops to do my weekly shop. Also get a bit of exercise. This may prove a really useless thing to do because it could just be too noisy. But anyway, it gets us out and about a bit, doesn't it? It gets a bit of sun on our faces. Well done with keeping Comedy Cottage going daily with our comedy briefings. If you've not seen Comedy Cottage, do subscribe to Robert's page, Robert Ross. Do find it on YouTube. If you're not watching this, make sure you subscribe. Don't know how you do that. Oh, it's gone all shady now. That's nice, isn't it? I've been really enjoying watching your daily updates. It was great to see Trevor there with Awkwards. And I really enjoyed seeing George Layton as well. Oddly enough, first time I kind of got to know about George was when I was 6 years old. At Bretnall Primary School, 1968 I think it was, they'd kind of get us all out of the class and we'd all go to this kind of alcove underneath the stairs. I don't know why they didn't have a room for this. Literally we were sitting underneath the stairs and they set up the one, oh here comes a bus, I've got to be careful now. They set up the one TV the whole school had, bearing in mind this was 1968, black and white TV. We all sat watching it and there was a clock countdown thing, and then a programme called Len and the River Mob would start up. And it was part of a thing I think called Look and Read that the BBC did for kids. I was 6 years old. George Layton is a young lad who moves down to London, starts working, doing some kind of job on the edge of the river. And there's a river mob. I mean, there's gangsters. And I actually had a quick look back at some of it today, and there's three lads in the office messing around while Mr. Moon, the boss, is away. One of them finds a box full of penknives. Now, as a kid, I loved penknives, but what kind of programming, what kind of educational tool was this for kids, 6-year-olds? So yes, my first introduction to George Layton was terrifying. Even when I moved down to London, I was scared of this river mob in case they were still in existence. Oddly enough, I have another more interesting comedy connection to George. Again, when I was a kid, when I was about 12 or so, I never used to watch Saturday morning TV, oddly, even though me and Trev ended up working on it for so long. And my mum called me down. She went, "Simon, quick, come and watch TV." And it was Swap Shop, I think. And Noel Edmonds or one of the other team, I don't know, John Craven, someone had been farmed out to Studio 6, I think it was, next to Studio 7. So the studio next door at TV Centre. And they were doing a live kind of thing on the programme being made in the neighbouring studio. And that programme was It Ain't Half Up Mum. So they were having a chat to George and the people in it and so on. And then they had this other guy here. My mum went, "Look at that guy there." And he was the production designer. The production designer of It Ain't Half Up Mum, a guy called Brian Ellis, and Brian Ellis is my mum's cousin. So my mum had called me in and she's going, "That's my cousin." Now, I've since met Brian, a lovely guy, but I didn't know him then when I was so young. And so Brian worked at the BBC for many years. He was production designer on It Ain't Half Up Mum. Some mothers do have them. And his sitcom with Mum in the title, basically. Oh, and also Absolutely Fabulous. Did all of the production design for that too. So, there's a little comedy connection between my mum's cousin and George Layton. Anyway, this has gone okay, hasn't it? I've not been interrupted. No one's nicked my phone. It's going pretty well. So on that note, I will say goodbye. Remember, folks, despite what I'm doing, do stay indoors. I'm literally going to the shops and getting some daily exercise. Take care, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.